you're not where you started. I know you're probably looking at everything that still hasn't happened. The money that still isn't there. The goal you still haven't reached. The thing you're still trying to fix. But before you move another inch forward, look back. Because you might be measuring yourself using coordinates that aren't accurate anymore. You have changed. And there is a good chance you've changed more than you've allowed yourself to recognize. Welcome to Exhausted Dad Show. Documentaries for men running on empty who still want to become better men. Real research. Real perspective. One thing to do today or tomorrow. Tonight, you're not where you started. Last time, we talked about one thing. Just keep showing up. But if you have been showing up, if you've been doing the work, if you've been getting back up, then eventually you need to stop for a minute and ask, what has all of this actually done? Not just, did I reach the destination? But, who did I have to become to get this far? Think about your GPS. Sometimes it loses track of where you are. It doesn't necessarily need a new destination. It needs to recalibrate. It needs updated coordinates. And sometimes your life doesn't need another 5-year plan. Sometimes your mind needs updated coordinates. Because you keep thinking about yourself like you're still the man standing at the starting line. But you're not. Maybe 6 months ago you didn't know how to have the conversation you can have now. Maybe you couldn't handle the pressure you're handling now. Maybe you didn't know what questions to ask. Maybe you didn't know who to call. Maybe you didn't even know what you wanted. And now you do. That is movement. Maybe it isn't the movement you wanted to post online. Maybe nobody is clapping for it. But it is movement. Psychologist Albert Bandura called one important part of this self-efficacy, your belief that you are capable of carrying out what a situation requires. And one of the strongest sources feeding that belief is something surprisingly simple, evidence from what you have already done. Research building on Bandura's theory identifies past performance accomplishments as a major source of self-efficacy. In normal language, sometimes the way you become more confident about tomorrow is by finally paying attention to what yesterday proved about you. You survived that. You learned that. You built that. You figured that out. You made the call. You had the conversation. You changed the plan. You got back up. Those are not motivational quotes. Those are receipts. And receipts matter. Because evidence changes what you believe you can handle next. Bandura's early experimental work found that mastery experiences could strengthen self-efficacy, which in turn predicted later performance. This is why the gym is such a good analogy. When you first start lifting, you may become stronger before you look dramatically different in the mirror. Early strength gains can come partly from changes in the nervous system, better neural drive, recruitment, and coordination, before substantial visible muscle growth appears. Think about that. You can become stronger before you look stronger. And life can work like that too. You can get better at handling pressure before the bank account reflects it. You can become a better father before your children are old enough to explain what changed. You can become better at business before the business becomes what you want it to be. You can learn emotional control while life is still giving you plenty of reasons to lose it. You can become more capable before the outside world gives you a trophy for it. Things can be working before they look like they're working. Now, that doesn't mean everything you do is automatically going to work out. Sometimes the plan fails. Sometimes you need a different strategy. Sometimes the thing you were chasing isn't actually where you're supposed to go. But even then, the work can produce something. Skill, information, better judgment, a stronger boundary, a clearer goal, a mistake you now know how not to repeat. That is why progress monitoring matters. Research on goal pursuit treats monitoring your progress as an important part of self-regulation. Knowing where you are helps you decide what needs to happen next. PubMed Central, PMC. So looking backward for a minute is not living in the past. It is collecting information for the future. And I think men are especially bad at giving ourselves permission to do that. Because the moment something becomes normal, we stop counting it. The thing that used to scare you is just something you handle now. The thing you prayed you would survive became another story you barely mention. The responsibility that once felt enormous is now something everybody assumes you'll take care of. And because you can carry it now, you convince yourself it was never heavy. The accomplishment didn't get smaller. You got bigger. You expanded around the weight. And now the weight that once required everything from you fits inside the man you've become. That deserves recognition. Not because we're stopping here. Not because the job is finished. But because you need an accurate picture of the man who is walking into the next phase. Do not use an old version of yourself to calculate what the current version of you is capable of. The Bible gives us another reason not to despise the middle. Galatians 6 verse 9 tells us not to grow weary in doing good because the harvest comes in its proper season if we do not give up. There is a space between planting and harvest. And in that space, something can be happening even when you cannot see the finished result yet. So tonight, we're not asking you to work harder. Tonight, we're going to recalibrate. Answer 3 questions. 1. What can I handle now that I could not handle 6 months ago? 2. What exists in my life now because I kept showing up? 3. What do I know now that I had to learn the hard way? Then look at those answers and say, this is where I actually am. Not where I wish I was. Not where somebody else is. Not where I started. This is where I actually am. Maybe you are not at the destination yet. Fine. But you are not standing at the starting line either. You have evidence now. You have experience you didn't have. You have information you didn't have. You have skills you didn't have. You have strength you could not access before. So before you decide that nothing is happening, recalibrate. Because things may be working before they look like they're working. And the man trying to reach the destination may already be very different from the man who started the trip. Subscribe to Exhausted Dad Show for more real research, real perspective, and one thing to do today or tomorrow.